Nice. Nathan Bear. Nope. Charlie Bag.
Let's go.
Les Bailey.
We never stopped for these before.
Aaron.
New Year's, new thing. Okay.
Aaron Bannerby.
Bernard B.
J Bell.
Oh, you guys are here.
Matt Bex.
Aha! Pay attention.
Jared Bergstrand.
Pierre Castran.
Scott Blair.
Death stare. Come on.
Tyler Bobo.
Alright.
Bob Bolden.
Alright.
Michael Birch. Christy Carlson. Lorna Cochran. Going.
There she is.
Kristen Cole. Kay Cross.
Got all the rebounds.
Mary Jo Cunniff. Rondé.
Rondé!
First one.
Work was done. I don't think I needed that today.
Stephen Day.
Oh, good, you're here.
Brent DeLon.
Thank you. People are getting hurt.
Can't throw that one down.
I don't want a payday.
Matt Dimmick.
Oh, man. Okay.
Chris Drusdo. Ed Erickson. Bunch of them. Sam Gemelli. Stephen Gist. Sam Goldman. Chad Graham. Melissa Hisman.
She's not here. Are you kidding me?
After last week,
I know.
she'll be here in a second.
Vicky Hudson. Butch.
Oh,
You're welcome.
Back from Hawaii, just in time for a paycheck.
Picture.
Well, give him paycheck.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Paul Leichman. Felisa.
Come on. I get it. What's it give me?
Jonathan Mapes. Christy Mock. Reed Moore. Kirk Moses. Debbie Moma. Michelle Newman. Diet.
That is a half.
John Parks.
yeah.
Amy Peltier. Brandy Pennington. Clint Peterson. I left him a message. Clint Peterson again.
Let's get the R's.
I did.
Good, there you go.
There we go. Mayan Reed.
Nian.
Dustin Renner. Stephen Renner. Beth Simpson. Stuart Smith. May Sprague. Jennifer Stahlcup. Couple on there. Erica Tynes. Ryan Tollison. Jeremy Tompkins. Randy Wagner.
I think everyone in the back row.
Dar Walden. And Callie Wise.
Awesome. Good job. Okay, what have I missed? What did we go over? Anything?
We're all caught up.
Okay, that's it. Okay, so I have a very big announcement. I can officially say that for the 4th year in a row, we are VIP. Yeah, right? Exactly. So we ended up right around 135. It's still shaking out. And the next closest was Dallas-Fort Worth with 88. So we have our special seats. We have our breakfast with Mark and Mary. And it's just going to be awesome. So I am super excited because you guys are going to get so much out of the trip. It's going to be amazing. We're going to have a couple of people tagging with us from outside our office. Peggy Young from Arizona will probably become an adopted part of the crew, as well as Marcy Bouchard, who technically is still, well, no, technically she doesn't live with us, but in our heart, she's still not in Bend, Oregon. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited. So that was great news. I was on the phone with Stormy this morning saying, can you please tell me officially? I want to tell everybody. So that's awesome. We have the gala Friday. So really excited about that. I don't know if you guys watched your KWAG Minute, but The Golden Globes had Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. We have Reed Moore and Kevin Cross, and so they're going to be stepping up and helping us out a little bit with the MC action. We've got some new awards this year, some fun stuff. So I'm super. How many did we end up having? 280. 280 registered.
I thought we were talking about 280 awards.
Seriously.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long night.
Yeah, you get an award. You get an
We got a
award.
bunch of those green participant ribbons. Exactly. No, so that's going to be awesome. And then tomorrow is Dar and Ed's Agent Financials class. So that is from 1 to 4 here in the training room. You guys have asked and asked and asked for us to bring this back. I mean, I have been beaten up for a year since they did it again, or last year. So I expect that the turnout's going to be awesome because you will just learn so much about how to really run your business. So that's great stuff. What am I forgetting? A book club right after this, upstairs in the 3rd floor conference room. We're diving into the next section. And what am I forgetting? Sorry, I'm a little disoriented right now.
ALC meetings on Thursday.
Yeah, the ALC meeting is Thursday, this Thursday from 10:30 to noon. You guys are always welcome to come and watch. We love for people to come in and watch kind of what happens and how the agents in your company really do drive the direction of the company. It's a pretty cool process. Actually, it's a very cool process. It's unique to Keller. So anytime we have those, anyone is welcome to come and sit in and watch. It's an open door policy. So that's this Thursday from 10:30 to noon. Okay, well, hello. Have we done our gratitude journal? We have done stuff? Okay. She is. Should be grateful. So this is kind of nice. Oh, next week's team meeting. While I'm pulling it out, here comes the judge. So Butch will be back in his regalia. I told him he had to pull the costume out. And so if you have questions for Here Comes the Judge that you would like to send to him ahead of time, that would be great so he can kind of prepare. But this is, again, one of our most popular topics. People love to be able to just sit down and brainstorm how they work through issues. So that will be next Tuesday. Okay, what are we grateful for? Sage advice. I'm thankful for the hottest, smartest market center administrator ever. I'm thankful for precious moments, for God. I am grateful for an inviting atmosphere. Thank you for the warm welcome. I'm grateful for this morning's beautiful sunrise. Gosh, that had to be yesterday. That was like a stunner. I mean, I walked out my front porch just much. I asked my kids last night at dinner, I said, did y'all see, because they're all in school and stuff, did you see the sunrise? And they said, yeah, on Instagram. And it was the entire, all I saw were pictures of this sunrise. I'm thankful for people, for the comedy of life. We won't read any inappropriate ones. Thankful for Justin McGee, oh no, this is from Justin McGee. Thankful for my Sarah and how far my career has come. I'm thankful for my 4-legged children. For Becca's cheerful, hey dude, every day. My KW family in Laney. For Lindsay Schramm at Residential, she makes my job so much easier. That's gotta make you feel good. Now that you have walking triplets. I'm thankful for my sons. For 4-wheel drive and studs. I only really need a stud though, that's what they said. I'm thankful for the wit that exists. Tara, was that you?
But it will be next time.
All the ideas are percolating. There you go. For awesome helpers everywhere. For Becca. For finding my purse. I can imagine that would be something I'm thankful for. For the vision and abounding encouragement from my KW peers, I'm thankful for wiper fluid. Amen to that. For friendly work associates, for the front desk folks, they totally rock. For awesome bosses that give me creative freedom. That's got to be Marcy designing her office. Okay, latex. Oh yeah, okay. I don't even know where that's going to go. Spring? It's raining. That was my first thought. For spring in the winter time. For Keller Williams lets you be whatever you want to be, then pushes you to be even more. For Laney, being off work. For community, I'm grateful for banana cookies. I'm grateful for family. For my awesome team at KW, I'm grateful for Lindsay Schramm. Wow.
I swear I didn't write
thankful for Ryan and Bree of Unity Home Group. I'm thankful for cheese in a tube. That one had to be Kevin.
Am I right in? I'm not much of a...
I would be grateful to see Jen in the Wonder Woman outfit. Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Thank God for Facebook.
We'll see.
I'm grateful for Lindsay Schramm and Banana Thursdays.
Oh, my word.
Yeah, that was my picture from like a year ago. Somehow got commented on and brought back.
I'm grateful for my new bud
My mother,
Monica,
probably.
for MREA Book Club. I'm grateful for more daylight, a beautiful place to live. Oh, it was 5 o'clock, it was light the other day, I'm so excited. I'm grateful for Lainey. I'm grateful for men with chiseled abs. It's the small things in life. I'm grateful for the new lights in the office and brightness to work by. I'm grateful that my dog loves me. Delicious cookies from Lindsay.
I just need to bring you cookies more often.
Apparently food is your ticket to Jordan. I'm grateful for smooches, and I'm grateful for that one's not being read. Okay.
Can you read the one about the chiseled abs again?
Come on, man.
Absolutely not. We might have a serial killer amongst us, by the way. There was about 4 that I just kept going through.
Those were mine.
We'll be calling CSI later today. And if you get fingerprinted, don't be surprised. Just stick your hand out. Okay, so today what I really wanted to dive into is this conversation that I was having. Actually, it was prompted by a text I got from July this weekend. And I wanted to talk with you guys, and we kind of brainstormed about this in our staff meeting yesterday morning, about, oh wait, stop, I just have to ask, how many of you saw Yvan's video on Friday?
Who did he
It
send
was
it
taken
to?
down.
It's on my page.
Oh.
If you didn't watch it, you have to go watch it. And I have to tell you the backstory to this, because
Wait,
this
it's
is
on
great.
your page, so like, we log in and look it for you, and then we can see it?
Bring it
Just
up.
go on my page and scroll
We'll show
down,
you
it's
later,
on
then
there.
It's okay.
What's your...
It's okay.
It's getting complicated.
It's like viral by now.
So it was really funny because we've been wanting to do this, and think about this in terms of your business. How many times do you have ideas that are really great ideas that you want to implement, and you keep saying, I'll do it, I'll do it, I'll do it, and you never do it. And 2 years has gone by, and you're still chewing on that marketing campaign or something, right? So, yeah, exactly. So I've been wanting to do this video weekly for like 2 years probably. And finally, it was so great. This is the accountability and talent around you. This is why we talk about Recruit Select so much. We were talking about it in the meeting, and so Janine just whips out the camera. She's like, okay, let's go. And I'm like, all right. Then last week I walked in and she had already bulleted out all the things I needed to talk about and handed me the paper, and she's like, okay. So that, I mean, it just forced me to do it, which was awesome. So on Friday, on our little staff group text with Shayna and Allison and Janine and Yvan, Yvan, I don't know if you guys know, but he does private hockey lessons, so he's on the ice every morning at what, 6 a.m. pretty much? So he's at the Subway Sports Center, you know, doing his lessons, and then he jumps on and he does his workout. So he finishes up on the treadmill and he decides to be funny and shoot his own little K-Wag minute, you know, on the treadmill with his, you know, he's totally out of breath. If you haven't watched it, it's hilarious. He's just finished running. He's like panting, and it's just a riot. And so he sends it to all of us. Well,
As a joke to make everyone just laugh.
just to make us laugh.
And
So
it worked.
Janine gets it and she's like, oh look, it's the next K-Wag minute.
I know, I get an email, I'm like, no, I said, what? Is he really
He's
on
like,
it?
and I'll just be honest, he's going, please tell me I didn't swear. Please tell me I didn't swear. That thing that just went viral. It turned out I got texts from people all day long that said that was a riot. Thank you so much. Totally made me laugh. It was awesome. So it started out as a little joke. Thankfully, it had no F-bombs in it and was able to go public without anything inappropriate. And if you haven't watched it, go check it out. It's pretty funny. So mine's kind of boring compared to his. It's just, mine's pretty boring. I'm gonna have to get creative.
You come across it, I want to watch it first before you.
Maybe I'll do one with Kevin together. Maybe we'll do it.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
We'll duo. So anyways, we were talking about this in staff meeting. July texted me and she said, I'm really shocked at the low number of listings on the market, under 500,000. So I actually went onto MLS yesterday just to confirm, you know, what we were talking about on text. And what I pulled, to give you the parameters, I pulled residential. I didn't pull condo because that's kind of a different bird. I pulled residential properties in the Anchorage Bowl area. I excluded Girdwood and I excluded Eagle River Chugiak because I wanted to, most people in this room are doing Anchorage business. Occasionally, spill out that way. There were 254 homes on the market, under 500,000 in Anchorage proper. That is ridiculous.
A lot of them are the bad and the ugly.
So here's my point. What
What was that number again?
254. It was either 254 or 245, but I was running from the airport, my notes are upstairs. So it didn't stop. Regardless, what's your takeaway from that? Tell me where does that take your brain as a business owner? What do you think immediately?
Keep more listings in that price range.
Under 500,000. Okay, why?
Those buyers are gonna get snapped up.
How many of
Greatest
you?
leverage.
Absolutely. How many of you have a pipeline of people that have said, since October, I'm going to list in March, I'm going to list in April, I'm going to list in the spring. Now, we don't always know what the spring means, but a lot of times people, when they say the spring, they mean May, right? If your job, and I always want to go back to this is going to be a consistent theme, what your primary job is to be the fiduciary for your seller. What is your job for your seller? The highest amount of money
In the least amount of
in
time.
the least amount of time with the least amount of work and hassle for them. For you too, if that works out, but for them. Is there a better time to put your house on the market than right now? Are there buyers out there? Absolutely. So what is the aha that we should take from this in terms of our lead generation?
Call up your pipeline and say you need to get in on the market now.
I would be doing a horrible job for you, Mr. Seller. I understand your goal is to sell your house in April or May, and I support that. But I'm here to give you market expert advice. And here's what I'm telling you. There is a shortage of homes and a ton of buyers that can't get property. Mr. Seller, let's just talk about supply and demand. What happens when supply goes down and demand is up? You get more money. Tara and I were just talking about a property that you were putting on the market. It's a condo, but it's short sale. And I don't know.
Not yet, but almost.
Yeah, and I don't know how deep, I don't know the details, but it just prompted the train of thought to think, how many people are close on price that being listed in a time with low supply would really work to their favor? How many expired listings couldn't sell because there was a lot of property on the market when they were listed in the summer of 2010 that now would be an advantageous time to get on the market? You could go for days with your lead generation with this. I get a lot of people that come into the office and say, I don't know who to call. I don't know who to call. I don't know what to say. Anybody you've worked with that has talked about listing their house that hasn't done it, this is a perfect opportunity to call them with a great message, an incredible message. Yes, ma'am.
So what happens, because I've got the problem where, yes, they want to list in March or April, but they can't find anything to move into. And that's the biggest problem.
It is a challenge. We're going to move right into that next. Absolutely. It is absolutely a challenge. Sometimes you have to have a conversation with your sellers about sacrifice.
Yep.
And if you can get more money in a quick sale, would you be willing to live in an extended suite for, whatever? Find a family member to move in. If it means getting your house sold, which is your largest financial asset that you have, for almost everybody, not everybody, but most people, would you be willing to make that trade-off? I mean, those are honest conversations that are worth having. Mr. Seller, if average market time right now is this, now we can wait till it's convenient for you, and that's okay, and I get that. Just understand that you may not sell your house as fast and for as much money when the rest of Anchorage decides to put their house in the market in the spring. So which one it's a choice. And it's your choice, Mr. Seller. You own that choice. Which one do you want? Go ahead.
Oh, Butch and I were talking this morning about a deal that we're helping negotiate, and just same thing, they want to list their house, they're afraid they're not going to be able to find something to move into, it's just complicated. I think that buyers right now are desperate enough to find something that they would be open to negotiating
back.
seller leasebacks.
Absolutely.
So the sellers can have that little bit of comfort and get those closing times set up.
Absolutely, yeah, those are options to put out there. Seller intends to, would like a situation where they could lease back the property for 2 months or whatever.
And sellers get really scared because they don't want to end up homeless. And you can always say, we can make this contingent on you finding another house. We can say, we need 30 days for seller to find a house, and give you a full month after we're under contract when more houses are starting to come on the market. Because that's their biggest fear, is to be homeless. And if you
So-
can mitigate that.
Let me ask you this question. How many of you guys have ever done a list sell, or list, I'm sorry, a list sell? Yes, I have abandoned grammar for the year. A list buy. How many of you guys have ever worked with someone who's listed their house and is buying a property? In this room. How many of you guys have had a seller homeless? Put your hand up. I can tell you, I have never once had a seller homeless.
Sometimes they have to
Never.
stay with people for a few days, or.
They've never been homeless. Never. I've put them up in a hotel before. I mean, I'm not advocating that, I'm just saying. I've never had anybody homeless. Yes.
I've actually taken families from one listing and let them rent short-term in a vacant listing, understanding that that seller doesn't want someone long-term on a 6-month or 1-year lease because they want to sell their house. And I'm like, but here's the great deal. These individuals understand the challenge of selling a house and promise to make it easy to show. They just need a place for 45, 60 days while they find a place. And you are actually, they will offset your mortgage payment, and it's a win-win-win.
Yeah, it's not a vacant house, you're getting it. I mean, this is where you can get creative, right? And really, and you're gonna have to get creative. I wanna kind of continue this conversation into another piece of the market, and like Yvonne and I were talking, and Shayna yesterday, when did you get your license? Was it 3 or 4 years ago?
I think 3.5 years.
3.5 years ago. Stock up, when did you get yours? 6?
07.
07?
Yeah.
Anybody in this room who got licensed after 2000, let's just say 2000, let's say 2007.
Well, I was in 2000.
Okay, in 2007. Yeah, 2007 or before. So you guys never lived in the hot market that we had prior to that.
Nope.
And so this is a whole new set of skills. It's an entirely different set of skills. And so like we were chatting about how, and we've had a couple of team meetings about multiple offers, and I want to kind of take this listing conversation and also spur it on to representing your sellers in multiple offers. Because I'm finding my phone is ringing off the hook with realtors with challenges that they're facing in multiple offers. And I mean seasoned, professional producers that are going, huh, what's the right way to handle this? First of all, I love that you asked the question. I love that you stop and ask the question, what's the right way to handle this? Okay? So I want to dive into a few of those scenarios. One of the,
I just
go
want to
ahead.
ask a question.
Sure.
For Lindsay. Is there still a limitation of 60 days for,
Yeah.
is that for all loan programs?
Within 60 days of reporting.
Okay,
For most
that's all loan
funds.
programs?
Well,
For most.
unless you're doing it as an investment property.
Okay. Just want to
60
clarify.
days.
That's why it's important to have a great lender, that you're working in cahoots or collaboration. And then brings you bananas and cookies, apparently, that's the real caveat. So one of the questions I got this week was, from sellers, from listing licensees, I've never been asked before, and I know some of you have experienced this, so I just want to kind of brainstorm through the right way to handle it. I've never been asked before, who are the other agents writing the offers? That was new for some people. So what's the correct, or it's not necessarily correct, it's more of a good, better, best. What's the right response to that question when you're representing your seller?
You don't have to tell them.
You don't have to. No, you absolutely don't have to. You are under no ethical or legal bound. Debbie, am I right? Butch, am I right? Usually when I start throwing the word legal around, I got 2 brokers here I can ask.
I think they're worried about, are you bringing an offer?
Okay,
usually
so
what-
what's their, that's right, let's go to this. What's the concern? Now let's flip back to the inventory, okay? We know that representing sellers in this market is a gold mine. It is a wonderful place to be. What's it like being the buyer's agents, representing the buyer?
Want to get that out for them?
It's hell, isn't it? Because you're going into multiple offer situations, you're competing to get your offer accepted, you've been out showing property, you've written 3 offers for this client. I mean, imagine the pressure and the stress that the licensee representing the buyer is under. So when they ask you that question, what are they trying to find out? Whether you're
How
bringing
experienced
it
they are.
up. Couple of things. How experienced are you? Are you writing the offer? And are you one of the ones bringing the offer? What'd you say, Lindsay?
That's what it was.
Oh, okay, gotcha. What else are they trying to find out?
if you actually have multiple offers or if you're just lying to them to get the price.
Is this for real? Well, and I'll tell you, does it happen?
Yeah.
Sadly, it does. So what's the right response? Remember, your job is not to play the game. Your job is to represent your seller and get them the highest amount of money. What's the best response?
You know, the other thing is that a lot of times people want to know that you actually have the offer in hand, because a lot of realtors will say they'll bring you an
Sure.
offer, and you think you have a multiple offer situation, and yet you really don't. yet.
Sure.
Could you repeat the question from the seller?
From the buyer's agent.
From the buyer's agent.
Who else is writing?
Oh, gotcha.
Who else has an offer or writing?
Who else is writing an offer? Who am I competing against? Who's bringing you an offer? I used to ask the question all the time, and I'll tell you why. If I knew that Bob Smith was writing the other offer, I knew him well enough to know how to beat him,
Yep. Good.
right? So I think if I'm representing the seller, it's in my best interest to tell them who, I personally, and I don't, again, this isn't a right or wrong, I think you can probably argue both sides of the coin. I have no problem telling them who else is writing. Because my goal is to draw out the highest and best offer, right? So if that means that they go, oh man, Mary Cox is writing the other offer, she's gonna write a strong, tough offer, I better bring my best foot forward with my buyer. Or if they say, you know, so-and-so, and you pull them up and they've never pinned it or closed a deal in their life, they're gonna be like, I can kind of play it safe on this one and be cautious.
That's why I think it depends on who their agents are, and who are writing the offer when they say anything. I usually.
Why?
Because if it's someone who they know isn't gonna write a strong offer, their offer's not gonna be as strong as if they know it's someone who does write a strong offer.
But yeah, I mean, I can see where you could maybe play that game, go ahead.
Well, what I've seen in multiple offer situations is that agents that are more experienced and have longer and know the tricks with financing, with the checking those boxes. It could mean everything up to carpet cleaning or house cleaning or asking a seller to pay something on tax registration.
Yeah.
It could be that little. I
It
had
can come down to that close.
$65 difference.
It absolutely can come down to that
Absolutely.
close. Yeah.
Well, and I think the important thing, because I was just in two multiple offers, one on the list side, one on the sell side, is if you're that selling agent, to be respectful in the way you ask the question, because when I'm presenting to my sellers and we're getting down to nickels and dimes, that attitude from that agent, you know, going, hey, this is from Kevin Cross, I know his team, I know they're gonna work hard, I know we're gonna get it to closing, as opposed to somebody who's been nagging the heck out of me all day long, that's gonna show up when I present those offers. It just is, you know, because I know that this person's probably gonna be a pain in my butt, and he's gonna help me close it.
Well, it sets the tone. You know, you and I worked on a multiple offer situation that you had representing a seller, where you had two very, one offer was $5,000 stronger than the other offer. The agent on this side was, even though he knew his offer was better, so he was hammering you on like ridiculous stuff, like a separate bill of sale item. Just to give you the illustration, it was a gas grill on the back deck that belonged to the parents of the sellers, and they said, we can't, it's not ours to give. We can't give it to you. And this guy was just literally beating her up over and over. And she was able to sit down with her sellers, and they, as they were there, they were seeing the text messages come through to her, the voicemails come through, and they said, if this is what we're gonna have to deal with for the next 45 days, we'll take the $5,000 less.
Right. Yep.
So that attitude cost that buyer a property. That's, remember I said last week about injecting your own personality into a deal? That's a prime example.
Yep.
Where injecting your own personality into a transaction actually harms the client. And who is our job to, who is it? Wow, I can't even make that sentence happen. Who are we representing? Let me trim it down, make it more basic.
Back up.
Go ahead.
How many people use a multiple offer notification form? You guys have one? Yeah, if you guys don't have one and you're engaged in that, come see me, because basically, I just took mine from, I think it was Bob Brock or Barb Huntley, I can't remember
Yeah,
who
one
it
of the
was.
foreclosure ones.
They have one of those standard multiple offer notification forms, which is, you know, you are hereby notified, you have 24 hours to bring your best offer. You must notify us in fact or in some sort of certified receipt that you've received this notice.
I acknowledge in
And that
writing
you
that we are
acknowledge that
aware.
you understand what's going on here,
Yeah.
so that, and, you know,